Welcome to the Talking SHHH Podcast. That's right. We'll be talking about music, albums, live shows, bands we love, bands not so much. Again, we're talking SHHH. Join me, Scott Nokon, and Stephen James. Hey guys, and welcome back. I believe we're up to 57, right, Stephen? Again, we are at it. If you like it or you love it, that's the only options you have, then you are in, and good for you, because we are back here. So just in case, if you can't hear us and you want the visual, we will be doing, that's a cool shirt. We will be doing kind of a preview of, which just started in Europe, right, Stephen?
Yes.
The Iron Maiden it's not New Era tour. It's
Run for Your Lives tour.
Yeah. That was going to be our title. The Up the Irons Again, Iron Maiden's New Era with the Run for Your Lives World Tour. We just made it our own. But I came across this, so I'm just going to kind of let this run out. We can probably talk over it.
Here we are in Hungary, and this is the beginning of the Run for Your Lives tour.
So this is from the first set. When everything started.
It is,
I can't wait,
the greatest Iron Maiden show I have ever seen. We all went out and watched it.
He's saying it, that means something.
No band, but we had a run through sound check yesterday, so obviously we used that tape of live us for real. It's pretty incredible.
Check out the video.
In fact, if you see it once,
it's like a minute and
you
a half,
have to
but
go
it's
back,
cool.
because there's so much you'll have missed.
Is this on their website?
It really is something.
On YouTube.
Bit of a game
YouTube, no.
which at our age is not bad, eh?
Actually, I got one on the website.
So that's it. We're doing
Nice.
That's it. Yeah, we're done. No, we're not done. But that's how we kick it off, Stephen, right? With some Maiden. And that was, of course, Bruce Dickinson, lead singer of Iron Maiden. And what's really cool, and we're going to go into the details, and that was recorded in Budapest, where they kicked off the tour
Two
two
nights.
nights ago, right?
And they did 2 nights too.
Yeah, 2 nights, and they head to Prague on Sunday. So, of course, at this point, just talking about AC/DC and Metallica on past shows. When you get to a certain level, you don't have to play every night, and especially the stage show and the prominence that they have. Do a couple shows, then travel and rest, and then do a couple shows and travel and rest. So at this point, 50 years in, right? It's wild, and that's same thing. We've looked at some bands celebrating, this is their 50th anniversary, still doing it. And I listened to some of the tracks from that Budapest, Hungary show at the Budapest Arena. It's sounding good. And we're going to get into the set list in a second, and I want us to be able to kind of talk about it. Opinions out there already, and everybody has one, and that's fine. Yep. I also kind of did a little bit more diving into the breakdown of the set and what albums it represents, so we can talk about that too. But overall, like, before we get into it, Stephen, I know you've talked before in past shows just how much Maiden means to you, and from a drumming perspective, and they have a big change. They got a new drummer touring in Dawson, who's been linked to Maiden in the extended family for many, many years. But is there a certain memory that stands out for you for Iron Maiden?
In 1983, and I believe that's when Nick joined the band, that was a big influence in my life, because at the time of my life, my parents were going through a divorce. Parents haven't in the 80s, blah, blah, blah. And I was introduced to Iron Maiden, and that music just kind of sang to me and let me just delve into music and forget about all the stuff. Because when you're at that age, for me in 1983, it was, I don't know, I was young.
Yeah.
Or earlier, but it's not, I'm not to bring the show down. It's all good. I'm actually glad that happened, because for various reasons, that might be another future show about parents.
Sure.
But Nico, it was and is still a huge part of Iron Maiden. He's not left the band. He's just not touring with the band. Yeah. He had, as some of you may or may not know, he had a stroke, and he hadn't fully recovered enough when he went back out on the road. And I was fortunate to see them last year with Nick on his last tour gig, which is sentimental to me because they're just an amazing band. But it took me away from a lot of issues as adolescence was growing, and Iron Maiden, that especially Peace of Mind and all the earlier albums, I'm not going to not negate any of the earlier stuff, but Peace of Mind just was that it just breathed life into me again and made me forget about all the stresses of things. Anyhow.
No, that's great. And I connect with them in my earliest memory, also in 1983. One more memory, one more point in our lives that we probably had some convergence, and not knowing one another for a number of years later. But you know, it feels like old times, right? In '83, again, this is my favorite record of Iron Maiden.
Too.
It just holds a special place. Just again, when it came out, and a lot of memories. Not for your same reasons, but just like being out. You know, going to, of all places, how this is connected, and it's not to Iron Maiden, but being in Montana over the summer, and I still remember like the property we were staying on, camping out in tents. That's the first time I pitched a tent, by the way, Steve.
How about that?
I was 13 years old. Yeah. But I just remember that because I had it on a cassette with my Walkman, and I played it so much. I went through at least 2, if not 3, copies, because cassettes, you know, in those Walkmans, when you picked them up for what, $20 back then, $25, maybe a little bit more, they could eat tapes, right? So
absolutely,
it was just one of those things that you dealt with. And in most instances, while I wasn't driving at that point yet, that was still a few years away. Once you got to that point in your life, those old barely stereos in some cars, others were pretty nice setups, they would eat tapes too. So in all that, you know, own multiple versions of the tape, have albums and the reissues and all that by now. So again, that record stands out.
So just to go back to a tape cassette,
yeah,
a lot of people probably don't, the younger audience doesn't know what they are. If the tape cassette player ate the tape up, if you were fortunate enough to get it out without it kinking, I would take a sharp number 2 pencil into the drive and spin it back in till it was taut, and then fire back up. It's like, okay, still good.
Exactly.
People are like, what?
So in that, and I don't have the record in front of me, and sometimes these don't really translate, but this actually, that shows up. So Stephen, this is the, I make it a point to try to get as many of the singles as possible. Yeah. So I picked these up at, not all of them, but I picked them up at Bionic, at least a few of these. So this is the Flight of Icarus single with I've Got the Fire as the B-side. And yes, you know, you have the number of the beast.
I couldn't find the Peace of Mind issue. I was bummed. I didn't.
Yeah. So I don't have that, and I need to get it.
I do too. I can't find it.
Get some. But anyway, definitely Peace of Mind. And when we get into the set list, I'll have another comment about the record as well. So yeah, 83 kind of commonality with us and our interest again, but they're back on tour. A new set list, a lot of talk about the set list, new energy, new drummer. We talked into it. So let's kind of get into the details, Stephen. So I'm going to run through at least the initial set of dates. These just go up to August. And I know obviously because you have tickets for is it later this year or is it?
They don't. U.S. tour is not out on.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, thank you.
I monitor because I'm on their fan club, so I get emails when things go on. So nothing for U.S.
Okay, so these are the dates.
Yeah, these are the dates for Europe.
Fact check. So Run for Your Lives World Tour, celebrating Iron Maiden's 50th anniversary. Amazing. It's like we said, kicked off on the 20th in Budapest, Hungary, Prague on Sunday, that's Czech Republic. Going into June, I won't give every date, but I'll just name the cities. We got Slovakia, or countries. Some of these cities I can't pronounce, so I'll skip.
It's all good.
Geography
is not our
strong suit. Copenhagen, Denmark, I can say that. Stockholm, Sweden, 2 nights. Finland, then in Birmingham, England, Manchester, England. Then in Ireland, back to London, up to Scotland. And then they jump over to France, Spain, Portugal, Switzerland, Germany, Italy, Germany, Austria, France.
So amazing.
Netherlands, Germany, Poland. They end this run on August 2nd in Warsaw. Opening acts, support acts, Hailstorm, The Raven Age, and Avatar that are kind of mixed in throughout this tour. Avatar, just a kind of side note, they're from Sweden or Switzerland. But I remember I started playing them a couple years ago on my radio show, Tuesday nights on WNRR, 99 WNRR, 6 Central.
Tuesdays.
They're a cool band. So if you haven't checked out Avatar, I would suggest them. I think you might like them. But they're coming back. They're going to be in Tennessee in October. So I will check them out.
And the Raven Age is the son of Steve Harris's band. He plays bass. And oddly enough, he picks rather than Steve playing the way I play with the fingers.
I guess he didn't pick that up.
No pun. That was good.
Hailstorm. Hailstorm's a great.
I love that band. Yeah, they're the drummer, the brother and the sister, and Lizzie Hale. Yeah, I like that. Actually, they were in Budapest. I just saw something, so they may have opened for Maiden the past couple of nights.
It could have been, yeah. I don't have an indicator as to when the acts are on, but usually, let's say if they're started the first kind of in thirds, right? If their spree band would just
they played the same night as Maiden, so I thought they were the opening band.
Yeah,
so I
makes
don't know
sense.
for sure.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over 1 million tickets sold for the European leg. Not too many dates, but a ton of tickets sold for sure.
And the crazy thing about Iron Maiden, and those that are Maiden fans know that they don't get radio play. This band sells out because this band is fucking amazing. And those that are Iron Maiden fans, when they get, and they people will, and you know what's a great thing too, and just to allude to about ticket pricing, Iron Maiden keeps their ticket prices at lower cost versus, you want to go see Iron Maiden, or you see, let's say Blink 182 is $600 a ticket. Iron Maiden seats are, I know it's expensive from when you and I used to go to concerts. They were $10-20, right? Their tickets are $125 a piece, which is, it's expensive, but they're not killing people. You know?
No, it's not your $500 tickets. And again, there's probably certain tiers, and certainly once it hits on the resale market, just quick math, 1 million tickets over 26 dates. That's a nice healthy 38,500 seats per night.
That's insane.
So, again, these are arenas. There's arenas. There's thank you. Arenas, big arenas, but there's stadiums in there as well. Quite a few stadiums. So
I would avoid a stadium personally because the sound just goes.
Yeah. Though I've been to stadiums the last 3.
Well,
Yeah.
But Metallica has their own sound system throughout that whole circle, which I think is amazing. So they knew what they were getting into, because
even AC/DC that didn't have that was more the, dare I say, the traditional setup of stage on the end zone, again, being right there. But I agree, if you're up, in a way, then it takes a little bit of time to travel. It can be problematic. So I agree with you on that. It all matters of where you're sitting.
True.
Yeah.
And I'll always be on the floor, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, totally. So set list. Let's go through these. And Stephen, you have the list as well. So if you want to kind of kick off.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna kick off with when the last time these songs were played as well.
Yeah.
UFO Doctor is that when you hear that song start, then you just know it's happening. And then they do the Ides of March intro, and the first song, which is very interesting, is Murders in the Rue Morgue. And the last performance they did that was 2005.
Yeah. That's cool. They're digging deep. They're playing stuff, that has not been played in that case 20 years. So it can be a treat for sure.
I'll do 2 more and I'll let you pick out. So Rothschild, 2017 was the last time they played that. Another great song. Killers, which is probably one of my all-time favorite songs from the older stuff. 99 was the last time they played.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
So that was with Clive. That was not with Nico, which, kind of goes into it. So I'll let you continue on.
For sure. So if those were the opening tracks, right, those 4 kind of mid-set highlights, Phantom of the Opera. I don't have the date in front of me.
2014 last played.
Thank you. Number of the Beast. That's probably pretty recent.
They play all the time.
Clairvoyant. It's got to be a while, right?
2013.
Power Slave.
2017.
Still, that's a long time.
It is.
Yeah. 2 Minutes to Midnight. That's got to be a standard.
Actually, 2019.
Okay. Wow. See, that's what I get. Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
Such a great song. So that last time they played it was 2009. And I think that was the Flight 666 tour where Bruce piloted a 757 with the band and the gear.
Yeah.
It transformed this airplane to be able to handle it. And they flew, and every song of the set list was in a different city, which is a great documentary. If everybody wants to check that out.
It is good.
It's really good.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was so good.
So in 1984 or 86, Long Beach Arena, I know that for sure, but seeing them live during that era and playing that song live was pretty incredible. How about the next, you got the next 5?
Yep. Go ahead. No, I'll just go ahead and read them. I'll just do the dates.
Run to the Hills.
See, Killers, Number of the Beast. I got the Clairvoyant as being next.
And this
is the set list from their first night. The Clairvoyant 2013, Parslave 2017, 2 Minutes to Midnight 2019, Time of the Ancient Mariner again back in 2009, which is back on that Flight 666.
Yep.
I believe. I could be wrong.
No, I think you're right.
Rime of the Ancient Mariner, which is an amazing song. Run of the Hills, Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, which is amazing. I think that's on the same album as Rime.
Over 10 years since that.
Yeah, 2014. And then the rest are, go ahead.
Yeah. Trooper, Hallowed Be Thy Name, Iron Maiden. Then you get into the encore set with, Churchill's speech, of course.
Yep.
And again, vivid memories going back to Long Beach Arena when that came on, and just the crowd. And that's where they recorded Live After Death. So I was at, a couple of those nights.
I was too.
It's so incredible. So Aces High, Fear of the Dark, first time ever as an encore, wasted years. And then they did the Monty Python, Always Look on the Bright Side, that just kind of plays out. Focuses on material from the band's first 9 records. Again, as we spoke to, Stephen, thanks for having those dates up there, the years. Inclusion of songs not performed live in over a decade. This is where, before we talk about their new drummer, which I'll hand over to you. I always like this. I'm using setlist.com, not a sponsor, but good information. So from that set list, a breakdown by album, and I'm going to read these off, numbers and the album, Stephen, and then I want to comment because one stands out more from my own personal opinion, but I get it. You can't play every song.
There's some controversy.
First 9 albums by design, but starting highest number going down to lowest. Powerslave, 4 tracks in their set. Killers, 3. Number of the Beast, 3. Iron Maiden, the debut, 2 tracks. Seventh Son has 2. Fear of the Dark, 1. Peace of Mind, 1. Somewhere in Time, 1, which is Wasted Years, right? Peace of Mind. So again, for my purposes, my view, and we already aligned on this, Stephen, that's my all-time favorite record.
Agreed.
Why could you not? Because you're playing The Trooper, which is a great song. It's a standard. Play this. Oh, now it disappeared. Fly to Icarus. Play that.
See, you know why? Because they did it two tours ago.
Oh, we'll see. There we go.
I'm assuming. I'm not Iron Maiden. I'm not Steve Harris. I'm not the director of the band, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But they did do Fly to the Icarus when they did their Senjutsu tour.
Okay. Yeah.
Which was phenomenal because I don't ever think I've ever heard that live. I may have when I was back in the 80s, but it's such a good song. Yeah, I know. So then a lot of people I've heard talking about they could have did this, they could have that, but it's their band. Maybe some of the intricacy was probably with their new drummer. Maybe it's because they wanted to just breathe a little bit because some of their more heavier songs are intricate, and this just kind of flows. It's fluid, so it's not that huge breakdown. Like Rime of the Ancient Mariner's a pretty integral song, but I believe that, and that's just my thought. I don't know for sure, but I think they knew that they were going to have this new drummer come in, new for Iron Maiden, not new for Steve Harris's British Lion Band.
Yeah.
And I think that they wanted to just kind of keep it on just an even keel. That's my thought.
No, I would agree with you. And let me kind of dig deeper outside of the set list. This is just more because you provided some good information there, how, a couple of years ago that they played that. So let's just break down really quick as it wraps around just overall set list and representations from albums in their history of touring. Many years, right?
Yeah.
So probably not a shocker. Do you want to, and I'm going to go off albums and then we can play a little bit with some of these songs. But
sure.
What would you say has been played album-wise the most time in their touring life?
Probably Trooper.
Album-wise, sorry, not song.
Peace of Mind.
3.
Really?
Third most played, with The Trooper being the most played song off that record.
Okay.
Number of the Beast, number 1. Iron Maiden, number 2. Peace of Mind, 3. Killers, 4. And Powerslave, 5.
They always play Iron Maiden at every show, no matter what. And honestly, another one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
and how the way that they've stretched it just a bit with Dave Murray in that little break. Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs. It's such a simple joggy tune, but it just repeats the lyrics and the verse, or the verse and the chorus. But it's such a good punk rock song.
Yeah,
if
totally.
Iron Maiden had a punk rock song, that would be a punk rock song.
2,400 times they've
taught. Yeah. That's insane.
Number of the Beast, and Number of the Beast will probably be number one. So here's the crazy thing. I guess not, because Iron Maiden is older, just a record older, but Number of the Beast has been played 2,000 times.
That's insane.
In sets. But let's look at kind of just some of these songs that they haven't played in a while. Again, they're only playing one off, Peace of Mind. But Killers, let's see, you got Wrathchild in there. That's the number one played record off of Killers from a live perspective, 1,227 times. Murders in the Rue Morgue, 204. So not much at all.
No,
all things considered.
Yeah.
The Ides of March, granted, it's just an intro tape, one time.
Really?
One time. Yeah. So that's kind of cool because it goes right into Murders in the Rue Morgue. Slave, 2 minutes is the number one. Crime of the Ancient Mariner, 400 times. Seventh Son, because there's one track off that. Clairvoyant, 682. I won't go through all this. It's like playing bingo.
That's
Wasted Years, 700 times. There's and they stopped at Fear of the Dark, right, on this one.
Yeah.
Which Fear of the Dark, they played 1,200 times. So in that, again, I'm trying to look at what is probably the least numbered song they played out of all this. Well, aside from Ides of March one time, it's probably Murders in the Rue Morgue. So kind of cool though, right? How they're kind of just digging deep on songs. When I first looked at this, because I remember when you sent me something on just a text, and they go, yeah, it's Setlist. And I looked at it and I wasn't like blown away, but then I had to like admittedly kind of look at it and then tie back to the records. And then, when we're setting up to do the show tonight, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm thinking through each of these songs. I'm seeing how it kind of takes you through different eras. You kind of dig into it. What memories were prompted if you heard it before? Certainly, Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, Vivid Thoughts, Aces High, Vivid Thoughts. I saw them live. Power Slave, such just a great tune. So all those things kind of coming together. I think it's kind of cool. Again, with so many songs, you have to pick a certain set, and you're not going to please everybody. I would have liked, the last time I'll say, I would have liked a few more from Peace of Mind, but that's okay.
Agreed.
That's for them, that they set the list, that, Steve Harris, the director, right? So all good.
And again, I just, and I don't know, but I just want to say that you got big shoes to fill. A lot of people wanted to have a guy that plays just like Nick. Nick created his own drumming to the band. And the way Nick played is he played to the guitars. He played to the bass. When you listen to how he plays, he follows the music, which is a tremendous amount of feat to be able to do that. And he did it effortlessly. The new drummer, Simon, and I've watched a couple clips so far. I think he's fantastic. I mean, you got to step into shoes, but you're also stepping into my own drummer. I'm not going to play like they could have found several drummers that played just like Nick.
Yeah.
But this guy, to me, has a little bit more of Clive Burr in him. And he also was in like death metal bands. And he uses a lot of double bass drum, which I heard in some songs. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Nice. Yeah.
So he's doing his own thing. He's still kind of keeping to the same cadence as Nick. Yeah. But, a lot of people are like, oh, I've seen so much poo-poo about it. And it's like, come on, give it a break. Can you imagine your first gig starting as the new drummer for Iron Maiden? It's like, that would be a lot of pressure. And I thought he did phenomenal personally.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I just looked at a few clips. So I'll definitely, the cool thing with the internet, and some are kind of crappy videos, but what I've seen so far, it's good quality stuff. Again, it could be on somebody's cell phone, others is more professionally done, but there is definitely some good footage. We're talking about Simon Dawson, the new drummer for Iron Maiden. He's been a member of Steve Harris's band, British Lion, as you said, Stephen, earlier in the show. I think there's obviously, I think it's an easy conclusion to reach. As a bass player, you want to connect with the drummer. And here's someone that
absolutely
for many years. So it was probably an easy, aside from the fact that Nico could no longer play live and want to tour, he'll definitely, as has been discussed before, still be a playing member of the band if they do record another record, but certainly you want to have someone you're familiar with. So that makes sense.
So
30 years in the music industry. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, but just a quick couple positive aspects. Dawson's drumming is known for his technical prowess, particularly in his work with death metal, the band Dearly Beheaded. He's been with Steve Harris for 12 years on British Lion. While some fans may have hoped for a more direct replacement for Nick, Dawson's ability to bring his own style to the band is seen as positive. Positive reception. Dawson's presence on stage seems to be well received by Maiden members, with them expressing positive reactions to his performance. And I saw an interview with Bruce probably 5-6 months ago, and he said, once they decided that they went like the next day, rented a rehearsal studio and went through their songs, and he's like, he nailed them. I mean, some fans of live show experience, some fans expressed concerns about Dawson's experience playing in a large crowds compared to the experience he gained in smaller venues.
Sure.
Some fans have also noted that Dawson may need a larger drum kit to accommodate Iron Maiden's specific needs. I disagree. Nick, that was Nick's thing. He had all the big drums. The size was the depth size. Whether it was 10 inches, 12, they were and you could barely even see his head when he played. Overall, Simon Dawson's arrival as Iron Maiden drummer seen as a positive development, with fans appreciating his technical skills, his history with the band, and his ability to bring unique flavor to the band's sound. While some initial concerns about replicating Nick's style have been raised, his performance in the band's first show have generally been well received. So,
he's
expectations,
here, right? And yeah, just like you said, it's been a positive reception so far. You're always going to get compared. Can you fully take the place? No, I think it's realistic, that you're not trying to be a complete carbon copy. Go in and do your own thing, but kind of stick to the, there's certainly basics. You have to, you being a drummer, obviously can educate me on that. Well, you can't go too far outside. You can't color too far outside, because you have to play what's been established. You might have a little bit of freedom with a little extra fill there, a little accent, but that's more a matter of just the energy in a live setting.
Correct. You are correct.
We got a couple minutes, so we'll wrap up here. I'm excited, here when they do announce the set of dates in the United States as to where they're going to be. This would be a destination if they're not coming through Nashville to go to. And if they're in your neck of the woods, then we'll be standing shoulder to shoulder.
Let me know. I got a ticket for you. So
we'll figure it out.
We'll look at it before they go, because like I said, I get dibs before they go on sale. So I always get premium, whatever I want. Like I said, I'm always going to get floor.
Yeah.
I may not be in, I don't want to get crushed against the stage. It's not my gig, and we'll look at the dates, and if they're not playing there and you want to come here, then I will definitely sponsor.
We'll figure it out. Would they do a live album? Maybe. I don't know. Could you, do you want to rival Live After Death? I don't know if you do. Would there be a tour documentary? I say that 10 times. A tour documentary of it. I think so. I think it's, something that it would be a nice, you could still buy DVDs, you can stream everywhere, but if they did a cool DVD package, right, with fold out booklets, and they've always done a phenomenal job of packaging their releases, right? So is there something there that we can look forward to? Would they roll in some different songs in the set list? Maybe, right? We'll have to find out.
There's rumor about that. They may switch some things up.
So I don't know, Stephen. It's pretty cool. I'm going to follow along the tour.
I'm fired about.
There's plenty of footage we can check out. I know you're excited. We'll definitely talk about it. And as we get closer to that time, we'll be sure to do it. But guys, we're just about out of here. So as always, we appreciate your time, Stephen. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, brother.
This was really looking at their new tour, Run for Your Lives World Tour. So Run for Your Lives to get a ticket when they show up in the States. And if you're anywhere in the world listening to this, and we know, and watching it too, we know you are, because we can see our stats.
Thank you.
Drop a message if you've seen them, or we'll see them soon. We want to hear about it. Guys, until next time, see ya. Thanks again for tuning in to the show. We'll be back every week with a brand new episode. Make sure you check us out on Instagram at Talking SHHH, and also listen on Spotify or wherever you can stream a podcast. See ya.